pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Nathan, you're first up.
Good evening again, everybody. First on my report, I wanted to provide one more reminder that this year's Economic Development Summit will take place at 6 o'clock p.m. on Tuesday, 23rd of April, 2 weeks from tomorrow night at the Knights of Columbus Hall just down the road. Barring any last-minute surprises, our guest speaker will be John Eric Bry, the coordinator of the only recognized county-level Main Street organization in the country in Oakland, Michigan. Somewhat unique about Main Street Managers, he is not only a local government employee, but specifically works within Oakland County's multidisciplinary community development and planning department, bringing a distinct, more comprehensive perspective to this matter. And he serves a county that ranges from Detroit suburbs in the south to heavily rural areas in the north, dotted by villages similar in size to our towns and the small cities in our neighboring counties. He's also originally a Hoosier, and I read today that he recently was awarded with a National Main Street Award for Leadership. You plan on attending and haven't informed me, please do so later than a week from tomorrow, the 16th of April. Any questions on the summit? All right, moving along. Wanted to give you some updates with the new commissions that we've put in place as restructuring, some work that has been underway. Back in 2016, as part of our participation in the Hometown Collaboration Initiative, we worked with partners from Ball State and Purdue Extension to develop sort of a baseline strategic plan for tourism. In 2021, when we updated the county's strategic plan, a section pertaining to tourism was included. Now that the advisory council is in place, we have established a strategic planning committee, which met for the first time last week. It's working on reviewing that 2016 plan and those relevant sections of the 2021 plan toward the end of developing an updated tourism strategic plan that will, sort of like we did with housing, be an addendum to the 2021 plan, guide us and the TAC as we move forward marketing the county, working to support the enhancement and expansion of tourism and recreational amenities in the county. As I reported at last month's council meeting, the Economic Development Commission and I are working on a comprehensive framework for the tax abatement process, and I am hoping to get a follow-up EDC meeting scheduled in time to present for the final product for adoption at the May council meeting. Any question on the restructuring new commission work?
On the tax abatement, there is a training that's available with Steve McKinney. And Holly said that she was going to schedule that. It's about a half-a-day program. So,
yeah, Steve's great presenter on that matter.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we can we need to urge all council and commissioners to be present for this training. There's been a lot of discussion on how abatements work, what their function is, and so forth. And I think there needs to be a training on the abatement. I agree with Maurice 100%, and then a follow-up with Nathan as to what the process in Pulaski County will be in the future.
Anyone else? Hey, Nathan?
A couple of updates on housing. Thus far, one local bank has expressed interest in the Hoosier Homes Down Payment Assistance Program. I'm hoping to generate a little more enthusiasm from other banks before marketing the program to the community, and we'll be sharing the information this week with the real estate sector. We're not yet at the point at which the Redevelopment Commission needs to step in, but we are getting closer to taking substantive steps forward regarding the proposed housing development on the county farm property. I updated the Winnemac Town Council last month on the process, and after getting feedback from the Housing Resource Hub's attorney on the current draft of the MOU, submitted it to the town's attorney for his review. As long as he's in agreement with Mr. Tankersley and the Hub's attorney regarding the language, we'll be able to convene the steering committee soon and to get started on pre-development work. We expect to hear from the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority regarding the proposed LIHTC project on Galbraith Drive on the 25th of this month. When I last spoke with John Sullivan of Sullivan Development, he felt that they had submitted a strong application, but did inform me that there was a bit of a disagreement between the state and Sullivan Development and us regarding the interpretation of some language pertaining to project alignment with the local plan. Submitted a follow-up letter to IHCDA hoping to clarify matters, but have not received any indication as to how that has been received. Even if we're not able to get them to budge on that, it does seem like there's a fighting chance of getting that project funded. Any questions?
Timeline on that, them to respond back?
I don't know. At this point, I don't think that was a formal scheduled process. They just said, here's an issue we have, and we turned something around right away, and we'll see. Number 4 on my list, the C.D.C thermoplastics property on County Road 200 South. I know that Kevin has sent out an ordinance relating to this property that he'll be asking you to consider this evening. And the commissioners are obviously aware of this. Not sure if everyone on the council is. A few weeks ago, after the judge in White County made his final ruling in the foreclosure case and awarded the county of a judgment of just more than $235,000, the property went up for sheriff's sale. No bidder offered the amount necessary to take title, so it is now in the county's possession. Maintenance has had the locks rekeyed and one damaged door replaced. Mr. Tankersley and I both have spoken with several residents interested in the land and the building. However, with one potential exception, none of these persons are interested in purchasing the blow molding machine inside the building. So we're looking into possible options for removing that equipment and potentially interested buyers. Obviously, we shouldn't have much of a problem moving the building and land once the machine is out of the way. My understanding is that if we're unable to recoup the entire value of the judgment through the sale of the personal and real property, then the remaining obligation would become the responsibility of Mr. Voronoff and his estranged wife. Is that correct, Kevin?
Yeah, that is. I mean, I'll address it here in a minute, but yes.
Regional projects. As I previously reported, Pulaski County is participating in 2 projects funded by the first round of the state's READY program through the Northwest Indiana Forum. Our consultants for the Regional Entrepreneurship and Innovation Strategy have completed their initial research and interviews, and partners from across the region will be spending most of the day with them later this month at a sort of entrepreneurship retreat. The Jasper County Economic Development Organization, as our project lead, has just executed an agreement with consultants for our Regional Agriculture Value Strategy project, which, as I have explained in the past, an outgrowth of the work that we had been doing on a federally funded project with the Purdue Center for Regional Development. And finally, late last year, the commissioners authorized me to move forward with a rebuild of the county's website, project that will freshen its appearance, eliminate the risk of instability associated with the now dated structure of the site, and make it user-friendlier both for me and anyone else managing it and the public users. I met with our website team last month to review progress. There's still last week to review the progress. Still plenty of work to be done, but the aesthetics and the layout of the page nicely play off of the existing logo and color palette while modernizing them, and the new structure already feels more intuitive. I hope to have this project wrapped up by midsummer, and unless any of you have any questions, that is all I have for you.
Any questions for Nathan?
What does that machine weigh?
Oh, it's massive.
A lot.
I mean, it's the size of this whole area between these tables and as tall as that ceiling. I mean, it would take a gigantic forklift or something. I mean, it can be moved. The only thing we know about it is that, I mean, there's no reason to think it doesn't work. And see that the only records I could find showed that he paid $130,000 for it. So it's valuable. Anybody's into making plastic products.
How's the best way to advertise?
Well, we'll get to that
Okay.
here. I got an ordinance to address it,
I
but I'm open to ideas.
think we can intercede with that. Now,
Right now? Yeah, all right. So as Nathan pointed out, we had to foreclose on that property that the Voronoffs borrowed money on. C.D.C Thermoplastics was the company that was operating out there with that blow molding machine at 200 South property. we took it through the foreclosure process. The judge granted us everything we asked for. So we now own the property because we not only took it through the foreclosure process, we then had the sheriff's sale process, and we bid the amount of our judgment, which was $235,755.30. Nobody bid higher than that, so we ended up being the owner of it. The advantage of the sheriff's sale process is that we own it free and clear of any liens other than our own. So we could do whatever we want. You could sell it for whatever you want. The difference being, if you sell it for 200, for example, and you have a $35,000 deficiency, then you would have to pursue the debtors, the original debtors, for that amount, which is ideal because they're probably not very liquid. But the Veranos are going through a divorce, and their court is actually waiting on us to come up with an amount that we owe so that they can divvy it up, I guess, in their divorce settlement or divorce hearing. Regardless, we have two large pieces. We have the large blow molding machine, and then of course we've got the real estate. And so the law says that the commissioners could sell it, but the council has to set the terms of the sale. So I have a joint ordinance that I sent to everybody. I have it here, but basically, in short, it says we got a judgment. We own this property. I propose that we sell it by way of a auction. I'm willing to do that auction for no percentage or anything like that. What I do is advertise it. Nathan's got a budget for that. We put an ad in the paper. We have people submit bids. If everybody that submits a bid, we will then tell them what the top bid is. Then we'll get it down to back and forth down to the last amount. If we have 5 or 6 people, we might have them in to my office and just do it right there in one shot. Otherwise, we do it by phone or email, get a top bid, come in to the commissioners, ask them if it's okay. So if they want to sell it for that amount or not. Council can, I guess, if you want, put a minimum amount on there, or you can just trust that the commissioners aren't going to let it go for a song. And so the other part would be the machinery, which we could sell with it. I guess I was going to open it up to whatever people want to bid. People want to bid and say, I'll buy the building and I'll take the piece of machinery for this amount. And then we're going to have to combine that, decide whether we want to take that offer, because we may not get anything for that machine with the amount of money it's going to cost us to move it. Anyway, the proposal is just, this ordinance is to bid it out, get a top bid, bring it to the commissioners, and then they can make a final decision, yay or nay. And then we just broke down what the costs are that would have to be paid out at closing. We would use like Pulaski County Abstract to close on it. And that would be it. Then if we owed any money at the end, we'll pursue the Veranos for it.
Okay.
Anybody got questions about that process?
I don't have any questions about the process, but I don't know if Ken can hear me or not.
Yeah, I can.
A year or two ago, you told us about that machine, and I don't know if you can refresh everybody's memory. I think it might have been made in China, not worth a lot.
Yeah, for made China.
Yes, I actually was in that industry, and the company I worked for was a sales rep group, and I took the information for that machine to our group, and it's a specialty machine. It's built in China. It's not serviced well in the U.S., so it may go more scrap, because you're going to have to find somebody that really wants that specific thing and is willing to adapt it to do their job. And like I said, there's not even a footprint for that machine in the U.S.
Okay, I knew you told us something about it a couple years ago or a year ago. Thank you.
Okay, so we have a document here in front of us that both the commissioners and the council would need to sign to approve this sale, the real estate and property out at 200 South. We'd need a motion from both groups, a motion from the commissioners. We will not have a number on this ordinance yet, but Laura will put the appropriate number in the minutes. We convene the next time.
So, quick question. Does anyone have any suggestions on how the sale should go or what Kevin suggested, or is everyone okay with that? The terms and the way the sale's conducted?
The only other way I've ever done it is get a big room and invite everybody at the same time. I do it that way too, but
So, yeah, I would make a motion to approve the ordinance, numbered ordinance.
Moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mike, are you on the council side or?
Yeah.
Mike is.
Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a
Hey,
motion.
Mike, just a reminder, since I'm not there, we have to do a roll call vote on our side.
Okay.
Need a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I got a motion
I'll second.
and a second to adopt the ordinance without a number yet, but it will be on it when it starts. So all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. It was unanimous. Looks like that. Okay, any opposed? Motion carried.
I'll be sending this around into the meeting, both groups to sign. Okay, then we have the approval and signing of the minutes of our February 12th joint session. Mailed to you.
Okay, I've reviewed those minutes and I would make a motion to approve as written.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye from the commissioners.
Aye.
Mike,
We need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second, anybody second? Any discussion? I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried.
okay, and we have on the agenda, it's got the matrix change in the sheriff's department. I believe that is a council issue for your council meeting. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. And under discussion, we have the ARPA funding. And anyone bring that with you or not? I made copies. We got page 10, so there should be. Then, as you know, we have to have this funding encumbered by December of this year. And it needs to be expended by December of 2026. So brought this up at one of the last meetings. I can't ask for something to be put in front of you as far as numbers. So at the top, you see the two different draws we've received and the interest that has been earned at this time. So that usable balance is almost 2.4 million. And then we started down what money we have committed and what money we have spent. As you know, the ambulance for the county, that is when, the first one there is when there was a grant and we thought we were only having to spend 35% of that total cost. And then through the process, they flipped that on us. So I think we ended up paying 65%. But it's not yet spent because the ambulance has not been delivered. So looking, I think Brandon said now it could be in August. So that amount is kind of encumbered for that. Coroner's freezer, we had a project down at the coroner's office, 36,000 plus for that. Broadband, we committed 50,000 for that. It has not been spent yet. Talked to Kurt through email. And he had assured me that that can be spent out before the deadline. It was for an engineering package, and I don't think they're to that point yet. Backup generator for the Justice Center, that's been spent out to 44,000. And we get down into the Sheriff's Department wage increase in the fourth quarter. We had budgeted 70,000 for that, and as you can see, it came in less than that. Our second ambulance, trying to stagger these out so the expense doesn't happen all at once. And that was a round figure cost, 345,000 for an ambulance. Then we get into the sheriff's wage increase, and we identified 400,000 through 2024, 25, and 26 for that. The clerk scanning fees, remember that meeting, they need about 120. Jolene committed 50,000, and the board was going to commit the balance of that, which would be around 70. It's not been spent because there's been some issues with those file copies. The company is having to come back, complete the work. Jolene has paid him like a first payment, I think, what was it, 36,000 something. And we are holding a $72,000 bill until they come back and complete the work. So that is what we have in the books, right now, 2,047,818.64, with a remaining balance of 351,606. So knowing that needs to be at least encumbered by December, I mentioned last time we need some suggestions on that fairly soon. Don't have to have them tonight, but I think this is important that everybody has it in front of them to see, this is where the money has gone. Do you have another comment?
Did you approve the list? Because I need to report on this.
Okay. So at this time, we need a motion to approve those expended and encumbered amounts so that a report can be done here, I think it's in April too, right? So need a motion to approve the expenditures and encumbrances.
Yeah, I would make a motion to approve this list.
Moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any comments from the council on where you want some money to go? Or what I mentioned last time, and I think Brad's aware of this, some roofing needs out there at the recycling. But we need quotes on that. So, just email us or whatever. Yeah, think about it for a while.
There's also some interest. Corner a van.
Corner van, yes.
I don't know if that's something that he's going, she needs to bring to your budget, or if that's something that could come out of here. That's something to think about.
Well, either way, she would need to approach in her budget. We would cover it or not, and that would be July. I mean, it's fairly soon, so. Anything else for the good of the cause? Council? Have anything?
Yeah, I think I had mentioned back to that equipment out there. It'd sure be nice if we would get a weight on it so we have an idea of the value of scrap on that. And, so we have that separate, I think, be.
I've got keys to the building. I couldn't tell you the weight. You got a way to do it.
All right.
We'll take you out there and you'll figure it out. We got some paperwork on it.
Yeah, and maybe JSI can help us with that.
I talked to Joe about it. He
Oh,
said
yeah,
he could
okay.
move it if we needed him to move it, but
Okay.
he didn't know where to put it.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you're gonna scrap it, but
I think if we had a description of equipment, we have a weight on it.
That'd be helpful.
You think that bucket company in Hamlet would be interested in it? No.
you told me you were gonna ask him, Mike.
I mean, I don't want to say anything, but they're complete injection molding there on buckets, and that's not an injection molding machine, it's not, the time, I've been in the plant many times, it's not equipment that they use.
Okay,
Ken, you have anything else?
No, I'm good.
I'd make a motion.
Well, yes, any community comments?
Oh.
Yes,
I just want to say that the training session that Holly and her staff puts on is excellent. I attended the last two that she has done. Steve McKinney does an awesome job, and they have handouts, which I still have the handouts from the sessions I attended. I've always been surprised that no one from the council or the commissioners have attended, and I would take it one step further. I think it should be a required attendance at this training session, especially for those who are involved in voting on tax abatements. I think the training would be instrumental to getting these savings.
okay, thank you.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yes,
I'd like to commend all of you on all of the project of the courthouse building, because it's such a magnificent structure. I have an idea. Significant part of Ford's history was in 1980, when they had the trial, the Pinto trial, in that building. I believe if we put a committee together, with the Ford Foundation, they may be interested in partnering up to restore that building, maybe all of it. That's a significant part of their history.
worth a shot.
If it went the other way, who knows what would happen to Ford Motor Company? Think about it.
okay, thank you.
I'm so glad you're here.
And there's also Pinto parts from that trial still in the attic.
Isn't that crazy? They might want them.
Okay, we need a motion to adjourn
I'd make a motion to adjourn.
and same from the council.
Make a motion.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Carried. Oh yeah, raise your hand. Right hand. And